Can you hear me now? I don't know. I think it's working. I don't know. Okay, it's working, but I don't know if it's with the OBS or something. Wait, so did you never watch anything? Wait, okay, you can hear me, so I'll just talk. So I was talking to myself the whole time. Like, what the hell? Oh my god. Oh, that's why. Oh my god. So I have to do it again. I have to do it again. Okay, so I'll do it all again. I'll do it all again. Okay, so for the ones who don't know, I'm Francisco. That's my real name. For the ones who don't know, I'm Consolous for the ones, for all of you, you know. So anyway, so I guess we're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna have to answer to all of the questions. Like, damn, that's crazy. So let's go. So here we go. Let's go to the questions quick again because I made you all wait for nothing. I'm sorry. So, first question, and don't be shy to ask me any questions yourself. Okay? Yeah, I was like a little confused because I'm talking, I'm saying all these cool things, and I'm like asking for questions, and I see no questions. So I'm like, that's weird. But then, and I did start streaming, but on YouTube I also had to go live, I guess. So it's kind of weird because it said it's healthy. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's go with the questions. First question is, how long have you been playing guitar, and what would be the resources that you would recommend for people to improve? And the first question, that is, how long have I been playing? I would say 7 years, like 2013 to 2020, because before in Ecuador, before in Ecuador, there was this. I'm from Ecuador, by the way. Damn, I spoiled it. So there, I had a friend who was a good guitarist, and he would play like Master of Puppets and Dance of Death, and he would play Jason and Mraz, I'm Yours, and stuff like that. And he would teach us here and there a few songs. So he taught us like Smoke on the Water and things like that. But I wouldn't consider that me knowing how to play. I just knew how to play Smoke on the Water. That I didn't know any techniques. I didn't know any scales. I knew nothing. So I would consider 2013, when I got my own guitar and I started to learn with YouTube, that I realized that that I can play guitar. You know, I started learning in 2013. So that's the answer. And the second is, what would be the resources that you recommend for people to improve? Well, practice, practice, practice. Like Zach Wild said, you want to practice consistently every day, for the most part, and you don't have to play that long. Like, you don't want to play like 5 hours one day and then don't play for like the whole week. You're not gonna improve. You're not gonna get better. So practice like 10 minutes, 20 minutes every day. And when it comes to resources, which is the core of the question, um, YouTube, of course, if you want to fine tune a technique here and there. But if you're like a beginner, you want to get started, I would say get a course, a Udemy course or whatever course, on online especially. Like, you can learn anything online now. But what I like of the course is you can learn in order. So I guess you learn technique X, and then the next one requires technique X to do technique Y. You know, so it's like a step by step kind of thing. So I recommend a course. And if you're a super beginner, I recommend having an instructor for the early things so that you don't build any bad habits. So, bottom line, YouTube, an instructor, and a course, like a Udemy course. Yeah, Smoke on the Water, man. Legend. Anybody could learn it. Anybody could learn it. So that's that. Those two questions were by Rahul Sinha. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but That's it. That's it. Thank you for the questions, man. So, and once again, don't be afraid. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. No, not that one. If you have a question, feel free to ask in the chat. Does that work? I wanted to make it professional, so here it is. Ask a question, anything. Could be personal, could be music, could be fitness, could be about girls, whatever. Give it to me. So let's go with the Craig questions. So many questions, Craig. Thank you, man. So many good questions. Like, there will not be a dual moment because of these questions. So here we go. Craig Smith, thank you. When did you realize that you enjoyed 80s rock music more than other genres of music? Well, when it comes to the background, I started first with grunge music because I mean I always liked rock music, right? I grew up with video games because my grandparents didn't want to, or my father didn't want to buy me a guitar because they were afraid that I would make it my living. And look, I'm trying to make it my living, so they were right. But anyway, I played video games, and many of these video games had rock music. So I listened to a lot of grunge at some point in my teens, in my angst part of my life. And then at some point I realized I was very depressed, and only on the short term that music helped me. In the short term, I felt I understood by that kind of music, but in the long term, I in the long term, I don't know. I think your inputs affect how you think, right? So that music that was pessimistic just put those thoughts in my head. So I had to move to a kind of rock music that is actually happy and optimistic. And which one was the best one? The music that grunge killed, which was 80s rock music, AOR, glam metal, whatever you call it. It's about partying, having fun. And when I started listening to that music, I was like, I'm happy. I feel happy, as opposed to the grunge that made me depressed. Um, and more than any other genre, I guess that was the answer, right? So the next question is, what is it about 80s music that draws you in? Well, aside from the music itself sounding good, and aside from it making me happy, it's the aesthetic. It's very unique. The big hair, whether it was male or female, they have the big hair. Some of them had the makeup. Not a big fan of the makeup, but here and there it works, I guess. But the costumes just were so unique. If you look at Motley Crue, it's like, how could they not stand out? That's why they're the top guys. And so physically, they're very interesting to watch. And then the guitarists were such virtuosos that it's hard not to be impressed by the finger tapping technique, which is my favorite. Um, okay, so Abdul, I'll just call you Abdul if that's okay. Abdul, what got you into anime? Well, when I was a kid, I I didn't have much to do aside from video games when I was at home. So the other thing that I did was watch cartoons, and one of those cartoons was anime. And the first anime that I think I remember watching was Dragon Ball Z, the one of my latest video. And after school, I would always arrive and I would watch Dragon Ball Z, and then I would watch them, and then the next episode, and I loved it, and I fell in love with it. And then I went to Naruto and other animes. I wouldn't consider myself an otaku or that kind of thing because I don't watch too much anime, just here and there. But recently I started watching again, My Hero Academia and things like that. But yeah, um, I guess if we go to the core of what got me into it is how the characters always struggle, but they still fight and they go through obstacles and they don't let the obstacles slow them down. Especially the main characters in animes are always like, I'll be the best, no matter what. Even if they're gonna die, they still fight and they survive and they overcome. And then I look at my life and it's like, okay, I'm not fighting a huge, ginormous monster trying to eat me, but I have my own demons, right? We all have our own demons, and it's very inspiring. It's very inspiring. Uh, Wait, what? Where did you get that? I want that. Get what? What do you mean, Craig? I don't know. No idea. Uh, Let me know, Craig. Let me know so that I can answer to that question. Kim said, if you could meet one rock star for an hour and talk to them, who will it be? Oh my God. Kim with the hard questions. What am I supposed to say to that? If I have to answer, probably Miles Kennedy. So no, not an 80s rocker. It's Miles Kennedy is my favorite artist, and he's a very deep individual. So I wouldn't even consider him a rock star. I would consider him a musician first. He's just a very genuine, humble kind of guy, and he reflects it through his music. So yeah, he'd be the perfect person to talk for an hour and learn from. What's up, David? Great to see you, man. I did the leg workout that I told you on your channel. Man, my legs after 2 days are still sore. They're still sore. I have lost the ability to walk. I have lost it, but I'm proud of it. I'm proud that I cannot walk because of your workout. Thank you, man. So if you have a question, let me know. Okay, so Abdullah says, what what got me into video games? I don't know if I mentioned it before, but since an early age, I wanted to play guitar, and my grandparents were against it. They were afraid I would play for a living, which is what I'm trying to do anyway now. So, and they didn't want to play with us, with me and my brother. So, aside from me playing with toys, I played with video games, and that's what got me into video games. My first video game was when I was born. We already had like a Super Nintendo, like an N64, and then they bought us Game Boy, one Game Boy for the three of me and my brothers, and it went from then. Um, yeah, man, we love anime, and we love it for that same reason. That's why we're in the monk mode lifestyle. Uh, oh yeah. Hey people, if you have a question, don't be afraid to ask it. That thing, I'll share with you the video that taught me that tutorial. Okay, I wanted it to be super professional. Yeah. I actually thought for a while when you people told me that you couldn't see me, I thought I messed it up because I started moving around. But no, fact remains, nobody saw anything I said before that 20-minute mark. So I leave the Consolous thing there so that brand builder, right? That's what I'm doing right now, a brand builder challenge. So thank you, Kim. Hopefully someday he's a very very kind soul, and I know that because most people that I think everyone that has met Miles Kennedy has said that he's exactly like that. He's a humble human being. Because sometimes they say don't meet your idols because they'll disappoint you. Everybody that I've asked or who I've read about that they met Miles Kennedy, they said that exactly that. He lived up to that. So yeah, hopefully, thank you. Um, yeah, David. Yeah, leg day. It's a love hate relationship with leg day. Yeah. Abdullah said, "What's my favorite video game franchise?" I guess you mean. Man, that's a long answer, and I can't think of it right now. But some off the top of my head that I love is Jedi Academy. Star Wars Jedi Academy is probably like one of my favorite games of all time. It's my favorite Star Wars game. Like so much freedom for the lightsabers and all that. Um, by the way, if you hear like some noise or whatever, is people in the house, whatever. Sorry about that, but yeah, Jedi Academy. I like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Pokemon, the classic old school Pokemon. When it comes to online games, I love Ragnarok Online, Warcraft are a part of my history. Um, Bomberman, those are kind of like my favorite franchises that I can think of. And Mega Man X was also pretty fun. But yeah. Okay, David Flanagan says favorite Dragon Ball Z character and why. That's hard because I have many, but I would say my favorite is probably Vegeta because he had the biggest growth from the beginning. You know, he was evil and he wanted to destroy Earth and everybody, and then he's grown. You know, he's become a mature human being, and you know that. I don't want to bore people who are not a fan of Dragon Ball Z, but remember when he sacrifices himself for humanity. Look at all that contrast from when he first came to Earth and wanted to destroy Earth. So I relate to him, and he's hardworking, and he has a lot of pride. And I fought my ego myself, so I could relate to the guy. So Vegeta, but I think the coolest Saiyan though is Turles, the one that looks like Goku but with an armor. I think he's the coolest. Um, Samantha Smith says, "Any thoughts on the PS5?" Not really. I haven't really followed. Sorry to disappoint, but I haven't really followed with the new video games because I'm an old soul in everything. Like I like the old video games up until I guess Grand Theft Auto kind of video games. So I haven't been updated on that. But I mean, I've always loved the PlayStation. I used to have a PlayStation 1. And I used to play PlayStation 2 with my friends, and PlayStation 3 my brothers used to have. So I guess the PlayStation 5 is gonna be great, right? I guess I'm gonna do some research, and we're gonna see how it goes. Let me know what you think about it. Uh, Craig says, if you were in My Hero Academia, what would be your quirk? I hate that question. You know why? Because it's so awesome. And I've been asked by my brother too, and I don't know what to say honestly, but I don't want to leave you with no answers. So my quick answer to that whole thing would probably be I would like to stop time and not to make it overpowered. I would hold my breath to stop time. And then if I breathe again, everything goes back to normal. And that way, you know, I would have to have good cardio to keep running and away from the enemy or something and stop time. But it wouldn't be too overpowered that I'm like a demigod. So that's the one off the top of my head that I always thought I liked that power. So Kim, ooh, Kim with the good questions. Aunt Kim is a wise woman. That's why some of the best questions are by you. Honestly, what is your least favorite metal band? What don't you like? I don't know. I don't know which one I dislike. Uh, I don't know. I guess I'll have to think about that, okay? I don't want to tease any band, honestly, but I'll think about it, okay? And I'll get back to it. And if I forgot, say it again. I don't think I'll forget, but it's really hard. I don't know what to say. Nickelback, I guess. No, I'm kidding. But okay, so until we keep seeing any more questions, I'm gonna continue with the ones I was doing. Which one was the last one I did? Oh yeah, the one of the influences. Craig also asked in the ones he gave me before, will we be hearing any Consolous originals? Yes, you will, my friend. Before I actually started building my brand and the YouTube that I'm doing now or the Instagram back in 2018, I worked from like 2015 to like 2017 or like 2014 to 2017. Like for like 3 years, I worked on my album called Black Hole, and I wrote many songs. And I was influenced by Alter Bridge, you know, the band of Miles Kennedy that I mentioned before. And but I'm not the best singer ever, so I kind of want to get an instructor and learn how to sing properly, sing how the 80s guys do it, and then re-sing all of those songs from the Black Hole album, because that album means a lot to me, and I want to express it perfectly with a good performance, and the vocals are very important, you know, so I can't neglect that. So yes, answer is you will be hearing the Black Hole album. And until then, I may just start writing again and write an instrumental. You know, if you're down, let me know. An instrumental album, maybe some 12 songs or something. I think that's the perfect number for an album. But yeah, first of all, like what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to build my brand, my audience, because I don't want to throw originals and for them to fall into deaf ears, right? So I need an audience, people who care to listen to it. and that's why I'm doing the covers, because it already has fans. You know, Dragon Ball Z has the Dragon Ball Z fans. Pokemon has the Pokemon fans. That's why I like doing the video game themes, because it already has fans. Um, Samantha Smith says, "What metal band do you think is overhyped?" Um, I wouldn't consider it metal, but I think ACDC, and I'm gonna get killed, but ACDC is a little overhyped. They have some good songs, you know, they have some catchy freaking songs, but I know there's a bunch of great talented bands that don't get nearly as much attention as ACDC, and ACDC are put as gods, and they're great at what they do. Like, what is ACDC about? About having fun, having a good time, and they have catchy songs, but I don't think they're as great as people make them seem. Maybe I could think of an actual, I guess, metal band later to give you an answer, right? But to make it clear, I do enjoy ACDC here and there. I just think they're a little overrated for sure. Um, I have to answer. Nickelback. No, I'm kidding. I hope it doesn't mess up the stream, but let me open Spotify. Maybe I can see a metal band that I don't particularly enjoy. Um, I don't know. I'll think about it, Kim. I'll think about it. I'm sorry, but I can't think of it. Maybe if you can name me some that you may think I won't like, maybe I could answer it, you know? But I don't want to keep people waiting while I think of it, so I'll think of it while I respond, okay? Craig says, and thank you for the question to everyone, for the questions to everyone. I wish I could see the chat though, you know? Like I have this one, live viewer chat. I can see it. I couldn't make it work, but at least my catchphrase is down there, you know? So I'm gonna keep it there. Nah, it's a little distracting. Um, so Craig says, where can we pre-order the album? Well, when I have recorded the vocals. So maybe a year and a half, maybe in a year and a half I'll already have people that care, you know, hopefully. The Black Hole album is gonna be great. I need to practice on the evil laugh. Craig asks, is the Rebel Discord merge coming soon? My friend, the corona messed it all up for us, for us rebels. You know, we were supposed to have the shirt out, but I need to get a designer. Like, if somebody knows a good designer that can make some good designs, let me know. But yeah, things are starting to open up more, so I'm gonna um, get on that again, you know, and release the Rebel Discord shirts, and then maybe put them on my videos, you know. Samantha Smith said, "Do you think rock and metal bands get a raw deal when it comes to press coverage in award shows?" Yes, they do, definitely. I mean, there's many great bands that rock, that they're great, and we don't see them anywhere, right? You see a lot of pop artists, and sometimes I give it a shot. I'm like, okay, I don't really like pop, but I'll give it a shot. I listen to it, and it's just so empty to me. Like, but I guess it's subjective. Some people like it, and I won't judge them for that. I don't want to be an elitist or anything. But metal has been put to the wayside, not only in award shows, but in everything, in radio, and even when it comes to rock radio, you only listen some of the legends, and you don't hear anybody new. And there are good artists that are putting new music, and they're not getting any credit. I'm sorry to say that, sadly, but at the same time, when it comes to the underground, metal is powerful. Like, it has many fans that love the genre even more than, you know, pop, where, oh, it's cool, and that's why they like it, as opposed to many metal fans who love it for the love of it, and that's it. But some people actually generally like pop, so don't get me wrong. There's some good pop songs, especially the 80s pop songs, but once again, I'm all about nostalgia. So I don't have any questions real time, yet. So let me continue with the Craig questions. I need to finish your questions, man. There's so many, and they're good. So thank you, thank you. Another question by Craig is: Does being a little, does being a literal rock god help with today's ladies? I have to say it. I have to be honest. The short answer, no, they don't care. They don't care at all. That at least they don't tell me, because sometimes I've heard that girls like guitarists, so that they like that at least you have a hobby that is not that you're not all over them and you don't have anything going for you. So I guess I have that, but it's not like I have the ability to go to a girl and be like, "Hey, girl, I play guitar." Doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Um, but at the same time, when I was building my Instagram page, I did notice that some girls here and there would appear out of nowhere. Girls overseas I had never met, they would be like, "You're so hot," and things like that. And I would be flattered, but number one, they'd be overseas, right? And number two, I don't think it was because of the music. They just liked me, I guess, right? So, hey, it's a shame. It's a shame they don't appreciate the rock spirit. You know, they don't appreciate that. But it's okay, because even if they did, I shouldn't use it as a crutch. You know, like I've been working on myself since I've been on this monk mode lifestyle that we're on. Some of us here on the chat, and I have to be myself. I have to learn to be myself and not depend on the guitar. That's why when I talk to people in general, and the girls particularly, I don't mention my guitar playing or my YouTube channel or my music at all. I force myself not to, because my instinct has always been to do that and use it as a crutch. So it's better to just be yourself, man. Be yourself. Be comfortable with your own skin. I'm still working on that. Still trying to be myself. Um, yeah, I'm in stitches watching this. Why? What do you mean? Stitches. What do you mean? I don't get. Oh, because of all the questions, man. I'm gonna promote your video game. I'm gonna help you with the music, man, because we're. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great project. Then you help me out with the questions. I thought I was not gonna get any questions. I appreciate for the questions, people. Thank you very much. Um, Craig asks, when the new rock age comes around and you're on stage, that will change. When the I guess, because if we're truly honest, in the 80s especially, that's one of the things that also does attract me to that era. Is I watched the concerts, I watched the YouTube music videos, and you see the girls, they're crazy about the musicians. They're like ah, and then yeah, part of my male side, which is me, like me, right? Uh, like damn, it'd be cool to have that attention, you know. But I don't do it for that. I just genuinely love music, like I genuinely do. That's why I continue to do it, even though they don't care, right? um, Samantha Smith says, "Dude, I would just work the brand and work on the music rather than let girls who like the look than yourself, because you seem really cool and laid back." Well, thank you so much. I've been working on being myself, so thank you. So it's true. Like people who pick the guitar or whatever, like lift weights or whatever, just to impress girls, I guess it could get you started, but long term you're not gonna continue doing it because it's not for the good reasons. So, like I said before, just gotta be myself, and whoever likes me is whoever likes me. You know, more power to them, more power to me. Um, and last of the Craig original questions is, what is the significance of that mask? Craig means the Jokester Mask in my profile picture on my YouTube channel, and I'm actually gonna be changing that one soon for my face, just to be more myself, to to support that point that I just made. But the meaning of the Jokester Mask means I mentioned already I grew up with grunge music first before I translated to the 80s rock music, right? So the mask to me signified, especially in high school, I was, especially in my senior year, for like half of the year, I was a loner. I had no friends. So I was very, very depressed. I was alone and I had nobody but music. So I wanted to the mask to signify that, because when I got in the, once again, the monk mode lifestyle, meditation and reading and doing fitness, all of those things, self development. Once I got into that, I started to know myself, and I realized I like to joke around when I'm comfortable and when I'm myself. And I also sometimes do like to joke around to eliminate some tension. But overall, that's what the mask means. Is like, it means joking around, but you see the skeleton in the mask. It also shows my dark side that I faced. That we all have a dark side, so still, but also back in the day when I was depressed and sad, and I thought that was who I was. So the mask signifies that duality. Ooh, I have arrived to the last Kim question. Oh, but I have another question, so that's good. Um, Craig says, be authentic in everything you do. Yes, when I started being authentic, everything just flows. It just flows. Spontaneity is what you call it, being spontaneous. Uh, it's effortless. When I try to be cool, when I try to be somebody who I was not, like an ideal, it was the opposite. Too much effort, and it just didn't come out. It just didn't come out naturally. And once I let go of trying to be too cool, trying to be slick or charismatic or funny, I ended up kind of being that, but without trying, and in a natural way, who I really was. And I think that applies to all of you and everyone. So, okay, yes, the mask. What does it mean? Well, I already answered before I read that comment. So yeah, that's what it means. That duality of my dark side and my light side. And Craig asks, how many instruments do you own, and how many can you play? Any that you really want to learn? Great question. Well, I have one 5-string bass. I have a 4-string bass that my brother gave to me, because he was supposed to be the bassist of the band. I have this drum set. I have 2 acoustic guitars, so that would be 5. I have a recorder, which is the kid's instrument. I guess that counts. I have a harmonica. I have a nylon string acoustic guitar. So I guess eight instruments. 8 instruments. And an instrument that I want to learn is the, aside from the vocals, I want to learn how to play the saxophone, because I've always told myself, if I didn't go with the electric guitar, I would have been a saxo player, because there's some of the classic rock that I enjoy from the 70s that they have the what you call it, the saxophone, and they make solos with the saxophone, like David Bowie, Somebody Up There Likes Me or something. That one has that sax and it sounds so great. Or the song Urgent by Foreigner has the sax solo. Oh my god, it sounds so good. Sounds so good. Like, so yeah, that's the answer. So I don't want to keep all of you. Let me see. Yes, more questions. They're good. Samantha Smith asks, have you set a plan for this year, like for goals, even with the world on flames? Yes. It is on flames, right? The corona. So yeah, my plans when it comes to the Consolous brand is to keep it growing. Keep posting consistently my YouTube videos. Hopefully to grow my my fan base, so that I can. I'll be honest, I do want to make a living out of it. So I do want to make money doing what I love, and I also, my plans is to, since all throughout 2019 and up until now in 2020, I've been doing the video game, the anime covers, and things like that. I want to put all those video game themes and release them in an album, and start releasing officially all of those songs, and continue putting out content. When it comes to my personal life, I do want to when I find an opportunity, get a part-time job so that I can, number one, get out of the house because it's Corona. Haven't been able to see many people, which has messed up with my social skills, and save some money. Be able to pay for a website and things like that, so that I can push my own dream up to the world. So I want to save some money with a part-time job, um, and just overall be a better person. Meet people if I can, um, and continue challenging myself. Always keep getting better. So, oh, and with Rebel Discord, which is my clothing line brand, I want to finally release a product here and there. But yeah, I guess that's all until the last keen question. So if there are no more questions, feel free to say it in the chat if you have a question. But if you don't have a question, man, why can't I see the chat on this one? It would have been cool if I would have been able to just look at it there instead of YouTube, right? But overall, if there are no more questions, I'm gonna get to the best question. I think, I don't know, and here it is. Ready? Kim says, if you were on death row and you got one last song to hear, your one special favorite song, what would it be? And okay, this answer could vary because it depends on my mood. I have many favorite songs, some that aren't even crossing my mind right now. But I thought about it, and the one that came like in an instant to my head is "Shed My Skin" by Alter Bridge. It's not even a hit, if you would call it that, from Alter Bridge. But when I was in those dark moments where all I had was music, at some point I only listened to Alter Bridge, and this one song, "Shed My Skin," always gave me that hope. It always made me feel like there was light. And I don't know, it's just so well written. It's instrumentally, it sounds bright, but the way Miles sings it and the lyrics are, they're sad. So it has like a melancholic feeling. But hey, if the context is my last day on earth, that song has always given me solace. But I have so many, and I would probably have to choose all of them from Alter Bridge. Like there's the song "Wonderful Life" from their third album. That song also gives me a feeling of security. There's a song that recently, it was like a rare song that they hadn't released, called "Solace." Solace, I guess you call it. That one is also another deep one, or "Blackbird." But number one, I guess I would say "Shed My Skin." Just read the lyrics, man. Wait, oh, it's a girl. Sorry, Kim. Just read the lyrics. It's a very meaningful song to me. Like the lyrics in the beginning is like, it starts with a line that always resonated with me. Is "I am not alone. I live with the memories. Regret is my home. This," meaning music, "is my true freedom. Express all the feelings of what I've become. I watch the rising sun. I hope I find some peace today." So I always listen to that song. And another thing that I love is the background, like the meaning. Mark Tremonti wrote it, who's the guitarist. He was also experiencing what I was experiencing when I was in high school, which when he went to Florida, he had no friends, and all he had was music. He had his guitar, he wrote songs, he wrote "Shed My Skin." And when I was listening to that song, and then I learned about that, I was like, it just fits. That song was made for me, and the way Miles sings it with such emotion, it would be the perfect way to go. It would be the perfect way to go. So, thank you. I don't want to keep you from your days. I think it was awesome. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was a little nervous in the beginning, I guess. But thank you for the questions. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being until the end. I wish you all a great weekend, and I hope to see you again. I'll try to do something like this in the future to connect, okay? So much love to all of you. Yeah, have a good one. Much love. Rock on. There you go.